Oh, what? Oh my God, what time is it? Where's my beer? Where's my beer? Where? Oh, what? What? What the fuck? Jay, wake up. There's an emergency. I can't reach my beer.
What the fuck? Well. Last time I saw you two, you were drinking beers while I was piling up VCRs to be fixed.
Oh no, we must have passed out.
Passed out? How could that be? I only drank one beer. My record for blacking out is drinking 116,000 beers.
Oh, is that time when your bladder burst and we had to put it back together with duct tape?
No, sadly that was a different time. It was when I was giving the commencement speech at Harvard. My speech was titled, "When It Rains, It Pours."
Oh, how ironic.
You morons, it's because I drugged you. I'm not stupid. I know you've both been conning me for years. Well, not this time. Now you're stuck. You're not going anywhere until you fix these VCRs so I can watch my Night Court tape. I've been waiting since 2010.
Well, Mike, it looks like we may finally have to tell Mr. Plinkett about DVDs, Blu-rays, Netflix, Amazon, streaming, cell phones.
Well, sadly, Jay, this time, I think you might be wrong!
What?
Yeah, that's right. I switched it up at the end. Yeah, don't worry, Mr. Plinkett. You just wait right there. Me and Jay are gonna fix at least one of these VCRs so you can finally watch your fucking Night Court tape, you piece of shit.
What kind of crazy plan do you have this time?
Well, good, because I'm wearing 3 super absorbent adult diapers, and I'm standing right here until one of those VCRs is fixed.
Oh, dang. I think we're about to talk about 2 new movies.
It looks like he's still asleep.
Jay, have we ever tried just robbing him of all of his money?
Well, of course we have. The problem is he gets monthly checks from Medicare, disability, and his pension.
I'm not following you.
It's the difference between this and this.
Oh, I got it. It makes total sense now.
So the only way to ensure that we get his money is
Sell
of
his
attorney.
organs. What? I'm sorry, what?
What did you say?
What did you say?
I said power of attorney.
Oh, I don't know what that is, but I said sell his organs.
It doesn't make anywhere near as much sense as power of attorney.
Well, can I at least have his bladder?
This one might take a little bit of work.
Oh, hi, Jay. I didn't know you were there.
I'm always here.
So I've been looking into how we can get power of attorney over Mr. Plinkett, and it's quite simple, actually. So if the person is like really, really old and confused or has dementia and, can't handle their own affairs, then it's easy to become power of attorney. The problem is, though, you have to be a relative or a family member.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's quite a big hurdle to get around, but I found a way. Since gay marriage is now legal, I went ahead and filed the paperwork for you to become Mr. Plinkett's husband.
Hey, wait a minute.
What? Do you have a problem with that? Don't you like unlimited money? He gets checks from Medicare, from Social Security, disability, his pension, and he gets checks for his time when he was a war criminal in Colombia.
That is a lot of checks. But...
What? Are you homophobic? Sign here. Great.
Well, I would rather fraudulently marry an elderly man than have anyone think I'm a homophobe.
And you don't have to consummate the marriage unless you want to. Sign here for consummation rights.
I'll pass on that for right now.
And this line here indicates that Mr. Plinkett has reserved the right for prima nocta.
Well, I gotta say, this is a pretty clever plan, Mike.
Why, thank you.
So you actually got Mr. Plinkett to sign off on this too?
More or less. Do you remember when we had to order parts and I had Mr. Plinkett sign off on them? Well, that's when I had him sign the marriage license.
So you just tricked him into signing a paper that he didn't realize he was consenting to?
Yes, very fraudulent. That's why I hired a lawyer for us.
Oh!
He's going to put together the paperwork to make us power of attorney. And because Mr. Plinkett didn't know what document he was signing, the lawyer's going to look the other way in exchange for 10% of all the money that comes in, which is a pretty fair deal.
Oh, sure, that's fine. I'm okay with this.
Yeah, he wrote his number down here on this legal pad, and I'm going to call him.
Oh,
That's interesting.
what's that?
Oh, nothing. It's just that the lawyer's office number is only 1 digit away from Mr. Plinkett's home phone number.
Oh, which one?
Why, the last digit, of course. I'm going to call the number right now.
Okay.
What was that?
I think it was a siren or something
Ambulance?
outside. Yeah.
Oh well. One more number to complete the call. Hello, Mr. Friedman. It's Mike and Jay from Lightning Fast VCR Repair. I got Jay to sign the marriage license, which makes him Mr. Plinkett's fraudulent husband. We're ready to come by any time to fill out the paperwork to make us power of attorney over him so that we could steal all of his money.
Yeah, that's great, Mike. I'll be in my office until 5:30.
Okay, sounds great. We'll see you then. Bye-bye, man. Well, Jay, it's almost 5:30, and it's time to meet with the lawyer so that he could file the power of attorney paperwork.
Okay.
Are you ready to be Mrs. Harry Plinkett?
Oh, I have to be a Mrs.? That's not how gay marriage works.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Oh.
I can still be a Mr.
Oh, okay. I just assumed you'd be the bitch. Because Mr. Plinkett, you know, he's so masculine. I see him as more of a top. I'm sorry though. What we do need though is proof of a public ceremony.
Oh.
That a public ceremony has taken place.
Really?
Yes. So our next adventure, Jay, will be to set up a fake wedding ceremony with Mr. Plinkett, have it videotaped, and have him not be aware of what's going on.
Okay.
So
That sounds somewhat convoluted, but I guess we, do what we gotta do.
So what we need is to fabricate a wedding with you and Mr. Plinkett, have guests in attendance, and have him think that he's being honored for an award.
Okay.
And then when the officiant says, you may now kiss the bride or the husband,
Yeah.
You'll have to neck with Plinkett. I know his breath smells like a trash bin. And he may have many oral diseases, but you've got to do this for the good of cash.
Where'd you even find this sweater? It's covered in cat hair.
That was your grandmother's. She was buried in it. Don't ask me how I got it, but it involved a shovel, digging up about 6 feet worth of dirt, violently opening a coffin, and then removing said sweater from an old skeleton. But just don't ask for the details, okay?
Mike, I don't know why you're being so vague, but don't you think this is kind of a pointless and terrible idea? I'm starting to think that you're doing this just for your own sick pleasure.
No, of course not, Jay. That's crazy. Look, once you finally become Mrs. Harry Plinkett, then you and I can go down to that attorney's office and we can make you, I mean us, Mr. Plinkett's power of attorney. Then we could steal all of his money and it'll be legal.
Did we have to invite all of my friends and family to the wedding? Does it have to be held at the Ritz-Carlton? Did you have to hire Adele to sing our first dance?
Look, idiot, if we just went down to the courthouse, this whole thing would look like the scam that it is. The fact that we're spending so much time and money and effort on it just makes it look that more legit. Don't you know how scams work?
It's not even worth trying to stop you, is it?
No. Look, we're gonna take the engagement photos today, so get ready, okay? Make sure your perfect hair and beard are perfectly coiffed. Wait, they usually are.
I got into a bar fight.
Oh my God, what happened to you, my love? I mean, what happened to you, Mr. Plinkett?
I wore my Make America Great Again hat to a Mexican restaurant. They shoved it up my rectum. They were some bad hombres.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you have a crazy story to tell us, Mr. Plinkett, so why don't you have a seat next to Jay here? Tell us all about what happened.
There's no chair.
Oh, that's okay. You can just sit on Jay's knee.
Okay.
And just, we want to hear all about the bar fight.
Oh God, what is this?
Just trust me. Oh. Now, Jay, if you could hold up this sign like that, and Mr. Plinkett, if you hold up that, that's great. Okay. All right, perfect. Oh, a little bit towards the camera here. Perfect. Okay, great.
Why are you taking my picture?
You know, to document your injuries in case you decide to like press charges against the Mexican restaurant or, you know, for a police report, that sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
So trust me, just a little bit this way. And Jay, if you could smile a little, that would be helpful.
No.
Okay.
Why does he need to smile when my...
And I got what I need. Okay, great. Thanks.
I'm gonna go to sleep right now. If I don't wake up, bury me next to my dog in the backyard. Old Trumpy.
All this wedding planning is really stressing me out.
Well, all the invitations are done, ready to be mailed out.
Mike, I really don't think that Obama and Oprah are gonna show up for the wedding.
Well, that's okay. I'm sure we won't have any trouble filling all the seats. I'm inviting over 150 of your extended family members. And I'm sure all of them will be proud to know that you're marrying a gay, crippled, disgusting, toothless elderly man. And all during the whole ceremony, every last one of them will be picturing in their minds what you and Mr. Plinkett do in private and what the disgusting sex will look like on your wedding night. Well, it's time to drop these in the mailbox. Last chance to change your mind.
I guess, let's do it. An endless stream of checks is just too tempting.
All right, here goes nothing. I'm dropping them in the mailbox. You can't take it back. Here it goes. Sending them in the mail. Last chance to change your mind. 'Cause once I do this, there's no turning back. You and Plinkett are getting married. Yep, last chance. Did I say it's your last chance? Dropping them in the mailbox. You sure about this? Are you sure? Oh, they're slipping out of my fingers. Once they go in the mailbox, it's set in stone. It's up. It's done.
You know it's not instantaneous, right? They don't even pick up the mail for another 2 days. Yeah, I could just walk over there and take those out if I changed my mind at any time.
Okay, bye.
Harry, my one true love. Ever since I first smelled you, I knew I wanted to choke down your elderly man meat. I knew I wanted you inside me, like Luke in a warm, moist, dead tauntaun. Mike, I am not reading these vows, The ones that the officiant gave us are just fine.
Oh, yeah, Oh, by the way, I got confirmations back from Barack and Michelle. They are definitely coming to the wedding. Oh, and I booked you and Mr. Plinkett on the Ellen DeGeneres show next week. I submitted your engagement photo for a segment called Greatest Proposal Stories Ever Told. Tapings next week. You're gonna have to tell your story.
Our story? Our story is a scam, Mike.
I didn't tell the real story, you idiot. I made up some bullshit. I said that you proposed to Mr. Plinkett at a Donald Trump rally. Then everyone called you guys homos and beat you up. Mr. Plinkett ended up in the hospital in a coma for a month. When he finally woke up, the first word he said was, yes. The story made Ellen cry, I guess. Maybe it's because she's a lesbian. Or maybe it made her assistant cry. I don't remember who I talked to on the phone. It made somebody cry. Either way, you guys are going on the Ellen show next week. Get on your Sunday best.
What did I ever do to you?
We're gonna make a lot of money with this deal, so don't complain.
All right, Mike, I've written new vows. Do you want to hear them?
Yeah, sure.
Harry, I don't really love you. I'm only marrying you because we've concocted a scam to take over your finances and steal your money. It's gone too far now and I can't turn back. My overweight, ugly, man-child friend Mike is making me do this. If there is a member of the law enforcement here, please arrest both of us.
Oh, yeah, those are great. That's perfect, Jay. Keep those.
Were you even listening?
No, I was dreaming of the Chips trailer. Oh, it's not a touchscreen.
And it's not on.
Lightning fast VCR repair. How can I help you? Yes, this is. What? Mr. Plinkett is dead?
What?
Is dead wrong? Your cake prices aren't cheap. I'll look elsewhere. Good day, sir.
Mike, why would you do that? For a second, I had my hopes up that this nightmare was over, that I could tell my friends and family that my fiancé was dead and that I was only marrying him for the money, and definitely not for elderly lusts.
I'm sorry, Jay. I can see how me shouting Mr. Plinkett is dead may have been misleading. However, it was just the start of my sentence. I simply ran out of breath. You see, Mr. Plinkett referred me to this cake company, and he said that they had cheap cakes. I asked for a quote for a cake for 100 people, and they quoted me a price in excess of $20. That's ridiculous. I could get cheaper cakes made in Rwanda.
Why are we getting a cake at all? Why are we inviting people? I'm starting to get the feeling that you're doing all of this just to embarrass me.
Oh, how much more of this is there? Oh, I'm so full.
What do you mean, how much more? I have 4 more cakes in the fridge.
Do I have to eat it all?
Well, yes, you have to eat them all. I bought them so you could tell me which cake you like the best. Then I know which cake to order for the fucking wedding.
Wedding? What wedding?
Look, just shut the fuck up and keep eating the cake. I'm trying to read this classic American novel.
Oh, is that one by Hemingway?
Close. Michael Jan Friedman.
Oh, I loved him on Airwolf.
Look, I have a renewed interest in literature, okay? This is a story about when the X-Men met Star Trek The Next Generation, and it's called Planet X, okay? So if you could just shut the fuck up and keep eating your cake. Oh. I think Mr. Plinkett's dead. He died face down in a pie, just like Dom DeLuise.
Well, at least he died doing what he loves, eating. The cake's not bad either.
I know, it's good.
Nope, not dead yet.
Oh,
Hey, you.
yeah?
No, not the fat, ugly, Jewy looking one. You.
Who, me?
Yeah, used to be kind of like fat and frumpy, right? Like some kind of hobbit.
I guess?
You know, you've really cleaned yourself up. You lost some weight. You got that perfectly trimmed beard and coiffed hair. You're quite the handsome man. My wife, she died over 60 years ago. I never really thought I'd move on, but you know, I'm thinking I might give the whole gay thing a try. Yeah, I think I want to become a gay.
Why are you telling me this?
You know, I had sex with a man once. It was in prison. It wasn't consensual, but I think I liked it.
Why are...
My point is, I'd like to go on a date with you tonight.
Sure.
I'll need to get cleaned up first, though.
Yeah, I'll go change.
All right.
Well, I heard you went on a date with Mr. Plinkett.
I did, yeah. Our first date, it went really well. We went to the movies. We saw The Mummy, starring Tom Cruise. The only weird thing was there was a guy in the bathroom wearing a ski mask that was handing out free samples of cake.
Well,
I mean, I took him, of course, because it's free cake. It was fucking delicious.
yeah. I mean, if there's a weirdo in a bathroom wearing a ski mask handing you something to eat, always just try it.
You know, you've told me that advice before, and that's why I took it.
It's good advice. Always eat the cake when it's handed to you. You know, it's funny. I also saw The Mummy too.
Oh, do you want to talk about The Mummy starring Tom Cruise?
Yeah. About halfway through the film, I started to get a little itchy because I forgot I was wearing the ski mask. I always eat the cake when it's handed to you.
You know, Harry, can I call you Harry?
You can, because I am. Especially my ass.
I've never complimented you on your beautiful eyes.
Can you even see my eyes? I'm constantly wearing these sunglasses.
Oh, I guess I haven't seen your eyes, but I'm sure they're beautiful. I can just picture the color. Fecal matter brown, rose red glaucoma veins, and those dreamy, cloudy cataracts.
Uh-huh.
I could stare into that nightmare of looming death all day.
Uh-huh. You know, I think it's time I told you that I'm into some really weird shit. Sexually. Some really, really weird shit. So one time, I took a fire hose.
Well, gentlemen, did we save room for dessert tonight?
Mike, what are you doing here? Where's our waiter?
Oh, your waiter? He had to leave. He had a family emergency. I'm filling in for the rest of his shift. Yeah, I work here, and this is my shirt and tie.
You know, some dessert sounds nice right now. What are your specials today, good sir?
Well, sir, today we have white cake, and we have white cake, and lastly, we have a delicious white cake.
You know, honey, I'm gonna let you decide. That meal we just had didn't sit right with me, so now I'm gonna sit right on the toilet. Meaning, I think shit's gonna come spraying out of my asshole all over the walls, the floor, just a little bit in the toilet, but not that much. You see, I'm getting old, and my anus isn't quite what it used to be. Yeah, it's all kind of like loose and spongy. Yeah, my ass looks like a wet sack of groceries, but you'll find out soon on our wedding night. So if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go finish taking a shit. Sir, have them deliver 5 fresh wet towels to the men's bathroom.
Absolutely, sir. Oh, thank God. Jay, do you mind if I sit down and take a load off?
Sure. Sit down and, hey, we can talk about movies.
Thank you, John. I'll have the deposit checked to you by next week. Yes, yes. Extra oysters. Mr. Plinkett likes them raw and slimy, he said. He wants to feel the slime from the raw oyster trickle down his gullet. Exact words. Yes, he's a classy gentleman. And he wanted to know if sweatpants are okay at the Four Seasons. He has a tuxedo. Yes, I bought him one for the wedding. He just will not wear it. He says sweatpants and or tracksuit. Okay, once you talk to the hotel manager, you let me know. Ta-ta!
What was that about?
Your fucking gay wedding!
Are you expecting someone?
Oh, yeah, actually I am. He's right on time.
Hi, I'm Rich McCaskey from Just Ice. What do you want this thing?
Let's see. How about right here?
All right.
Why did you order a block of ice?
Jay, it's for the ice sculpture. For your gay wedding! Remember? For your and Mr. Plinkett's gay wedding!
Oh boy, is it hot in here or is it just me?
Oh, it looks like we talked about Justice League for so long that your ice block melted.
Well, shit. That's too small to have him carve what I wanted. I was hoping for either a giant erect penis or maybe a beautiful swan. Now he can't do anything with that.
Here you go. I made a flower. That'll be $4,000.
So, it's only a few weeks now to the big day.
That's right, Mike. You know, I can't wait to marry Mr. Plinkett. Thanks again for the delicious cake. I don't know why you keep feeding it to me.
Well, Jay, in my home country, it's tradition for the groom to eat a whole cake every day for 6 months leading up to the wedding.
So, do they still have a wedding cake on the day?
Oh, no. By then, the groom would be sick of wedding cake.
Oh, do they replace it with something else?
I'm sorry, what?
Do they replace the wedding cake with something else, some other tradition?
What are you talking about? Oh, tradition. Oh, yeah.
That thing that you're lying about right now.
Right. I think it's a pig's head.
Oh, that's great. I love pork.
Oh, fuck. Hey, what's that? That was a close one.
Close what?
Nothing. You know, it's really great that you and Mr. Plinkett are so much in love.
Yeah, it's weird. You know, I have vague memories of you and me planning this wedding as a way to inherit all of Mr. Plinkett's money after he dies. But over time, I've grown to love the old curmudgeon.
Well, now that it's been confirmed that you are indeed marrying Mr. Plinkett for love and not money, I took the liberty of drawing up a prenuptial contract for you and Harry to sign. It's really just to protect you legally.
Wow, Mike, that's great. You know, you think of everything. You're such a good friend.
Yes, I know. The contract might look a little bit intimidating because it's so big, but I urge you, sit down, take the time, and don't read it at all. Just go to the last page and sign it, and have Harry sign it as well.
You don't think I should at least skim it a
Oh,
little bit?
no, that's not important, no. It's all very boilerplate. Standard prenuptial contract, nothing sketchy or illegal or criminal or weird or immoral or anything like that.
What were we talking about?
Yes. Oh, have you seen the new movie, The Disaster Artist?
I have.
Well, let's talk about that film instead of talking about this shady prenuptial contract. Well, you know what, Jay? I think I'm really looking forward to retirement.
Retirement? That seems pretty far off. I mean, it's not like we have a steady flow of VCR repair work coming in.
But I meant after the wedding.
After the wedding? What does our wedding have to do with your retirement?
Well, I mean, you know, you and Mr. Plinkett are starting a new life together. You guys are probably gonna move away or something, and I'll just go off by myself. Probably find a nice beach somewhere, relax, have some cocktails, and, you know, just collect those checks that are gonna be coming in from me. Oh, shit. Oh, it's getting late. I gotta get going. The liquor store is gonna be closing soon, and I gotta stock up on beer for tonight.
What's tonight?
Monday.